All right, Buck, OTAs, they're in full swing. A lot of intriguing storylines out there. But what do you say we narrow it down to our three favorite storylines here in the OTA season? Why don't you start us off here with number one?
Saquon Barkley's impact on the New York Giants, I am fascinated about the move. We talked about this for a long time. Will the New York Giants take a running back at number 2? They take Saquon Barkley, and how will it impact the offense? Well, now you see that he is a big-time player. Obviously, he can run it, but the biggest impact that he can make is in the passing game. So I want to see what Mike Shula and Pat Shurmur do to take advantage of his talents in the passing game. How do they create one-on-one situations for him? How does he impact the coverage that typically would roll to Odell Beckham Jr. and Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard and some of the other guys? And lastly, can he elevate the play of Eli Manning? A lot of people have kind of dismissed the New York Giants' team. They're going to be a cellar dweller. But I believe this offense is so explosive that we could see them kind of sneak back into the mix. I'm not saying that they're going to be a title contender, but I do believe they can be a viable playoff contender because Saquon Barkley's in the backfield.
No question. Can't wait to see Saquon. And how about that new look offensive line with Nate Solder and Will Hernandez? I think they'll be a little bit better up front. I'm going to stay with another rookie that I'm looking forward to, and that's Lamar Jackson and that position battle there with Joe Flacco. And I do think it is a position battle. I know we say, okay, this is still Joe Flacco's team. He's still the guy. But when you look offensively, the changes that have been made there, all new wide receivers, you got 2 new tight ends, a lot of new pieces there. So Joe Flacco versus Lamar Jackson, that strips away some of that advantage that Joe Flacco would have there. Familiarity, the veterans kind of backing him and having been around him. That's just not the case there when you look at the skill position. So how much of a battle is this? Can Lamar Jackson, can he learn everything they need him to learn to get him on the field, and how long will that take? Are they going to try and shift the offense and give Lamar Jackson a lot more things he did at Louisville? Or are they going to ask him to kind of catch up to what Joe Flacco has been doing consistently in this offense over the last few years in terms of what they've asked him to do? The production has fallen off in a big way for Joe Flacco, and this is more than a wake-up call. I think this is a legit competition.
I do believe it's a legit competition. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lamar Jackson sneak his way to that job. I think a lot of his teammates will find out how explosive and athletic he is. I think he gives them something that they haven't had in a long time, an added dimension.
It's going to be fun. Just keep those ears open. See how that competition's going. Is Lamar Jackson really pushing Joe Flacco, or do we continue to hear this is Joe Flacco's team, this is Joe Flacco's team? We'll see if that drumbeat remains loud. I have my doubts. I think Lamar Jackson gives him a legitimate push. All right, how about our third favorite OTA storyline to follow?
How are the Dallas Cowboys going to respond without Jason Witten and Dez Bryant? In the offseason, the Dallas Cowboys have lost 2 of their top pass catchers. So now, what does Dak Prescott do? We've heard all offseason them talk about this being a more Dak-friendly offense in 2018. Well, what does that look like without 82 and 88 on the field? I actually think it's going to be okay, because even though those guys have been very, very productive for the Cowboys throughout their career, last couple of years, those guys are slow. They couldn't really get open, and I think it really clouded and muddied the picture for the quarterback. I think now, without them on the field, it makes it very, very easy to establish the pecking order. The pecking order is as simple as this. Zeke Elliott is the guy that kind of sets the table. He runs behind a powerful offensive line. They throw off play action, and when they don't throw off play action, they open up the field, and now they let the jitterbugs work. Who are the jitterbugs? Tavon Austin, Cole Beasley working inside, Michael Gallup kind of being that combat catcher that does the dirty work. I believe that is more than enough for them to be productive. If they run the ball well, the offense will continue to flow.
Yeah, Allen Hurns coming over as well. Let's see how they incorporate him into this offense. I think the bigger issue is not going to be replacing Dez Bryant. It's going to be Jason Witten, who was that security blanket forever for Tony Romo and had been that security blanket, especially down in the red zone for Dak. So to me, that's going to be a big challenge replacing him. We saw Rico Gathers in the preseason last year, the former Baylor basketball star, really shine and made some big-time plays there. Can he stay healthy? Can he develop? Can he grow? Can he give him some of that red zone production that they're definitely going to be missing there with I think, the future Hall of Famer Jason Witten deciding to go to the broadcast booth? It's going to be a big challenge for this Cowboys offense, but fortunate for them, as you mentioned, Buck, that offensive line, Ezekiel Elliott, I think you'll see them lean heavy in that direction.
Yeah, they have to lean heavy on that offensive line. That offensive line didn't play great last year. They need to play better. If they get back to being the dominant force that they were a couple seasons ago, I think the Dallas Cowboys would be fine. This is a team that is predicated on the work that they do in the trenches. As long as you can win the trenches and as long as you have 21 playing at a high level, I think the rest of the offense flows off of those guys.